Hey y'all, it's Steve, the Rickaholic. We're about to get into our second ever unboxing video. This time a vintage piece, 1967 Rickenbacker, which I have to admit I'm pretty gosh darn excited about. The last guitar that I bought specifically for the show for a review piece. That was that 620. This, well, I bought this because if it is anything like I've been told, it's going to be a keeper, and I'm just really excited. But before I open this box, I wanted to make a mention. I've put out two very short videos lately. The first was looking for suggestions for future episodes. Gotten a ton of them. Appreciate it. Keep them coming by all means. But there were a handful that involved a lot of cash outlay. You know, dare to dream, but who knows what the future will bring. But thankfully, there were a lot that didn't involve any particular cash outlay, things that I might not have thought of, and including things about featuring specific Rickenbacker players and things. Now, I've got to look into the legalities of using, you know, photographs and whatnot. I mean, we all save photographs off the internet and use them on our Facebook posts and whatnot. As far as using them in a video, I don't know. I've got to look into it. Just want to make sure I'm on the right side of the law. Speaking of the right side of the law, boy, have I gotten some reaction to my announcement of Operation Chickenbacker, which was, of course, me taking contributions from audience members, both in the form of Patreon contributions and direct payments to the Rickenbacker Anonymous PayPal that I started. And the idea being that we will, together, as a group, choose a Chickenbacker, or as to say a fake Chinese Rickenbacker copy, which we will order, go through the process of ordering, get it here, tear it down, check out the parts, put it back together, A-B it with a genuine Rickenbacker, and see what we've come up with. And then in the end, it'll be given away to one of the contributors, you know, sort of a raffle, a lottery, however you want to describe it. Well, anybody that's contributed is going to, you know, have a chance to win the thing. Several people said, great idea. Had a couple of people get on me about the moral high ground of how dare I celebrate counterfeiting. Well, in the first place, if this does indeed happen, we'd be ordering a guitar with no logo, so it's not going to be a counterfeit. And yes, I understand Rickenbacker claims that all of their designs are intellectual property, and you know, the literally hundreds of millions of Stratocaster copies floating around out there in the world belie the fact that, you know, well, it happens. Okay, let's be realistic, and more importantly, if we're being realistic about it, with an average of 500 to 600 viewers per episode now, the way I see it, if it does indeed turn out to be a complete piece of crap guitar, those 500 or 600 viewers who see this review won't be ordering them. So if anything, it'd wind up being a public service message. So, you know, choose which side of the fence you're on. If we don't get enough contributions, it won't happen anyway. So you might be asking, how do I contribute? Well, that's simple enough. You can contribute to Patreon via the link that I'm going to put in the show notes. And you can make a direct contribution one time to the Rickenbacker Anonymous at gmail.com PayPal account, which is also where you can send me a direct email, rickenbackeranonymous at gmail.com. So I just thought I'd fill you in on all that. And once we get a few more contributions, I will personally thank each and every contributor, except, of course, for the one who already made a $50 direct payment to the PayPal fund and asked to remain anonymous. Fair enough. We are anonymous, so it's anonymous, and he still has 10 chances to win the eventual Chickenbacker when it is, when and if it is indeed built. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say for that. So now let's get on to this unboxing, because to be honest, I'm getting a little antsy. So, be right back. So before we even begin here, let me make a heartfelt apology to all the Southpaws lefties, all the left-handed guitar players out there in the world who are Rickenbacker enthusiasts, because frankly, if I was a left-handed guitar player, this would be a heartbreaker for me. This guitar was mentioned on a Facebook group about 7 months ago. Someone had found it and was restoring it, and at the time there were a bunch of people making comments about how oh, it could be restored just like new and whatnot, and I made the comment, I'd rock it out just like it is, never having guessed that there'd ever be a chance that I would actually wind up owning the thing. Well, things happen, and a good friend Tom, who loaned us those 420s for that pickup comparison video, got a hold of me and said, hey, you're not going to believe what just popped up on reverb.com. He says, I think you're going to be interested, you better get on there and take a look. I got on and took a look, and sure enough, it was the same guitar that I had commented on 7 months ago. And it was a pretty favorable price. Once I did a bit of haggling, I got it for an even more favorable price. And well, I'm excited. So it's some interesting boxing here. Let's get a look at what we're working with here. It's double box in a very unusual way. I see. So, a little backstory to continue here as I fight with this. The reason I have to apologize to the lefties is because left-handed guitars classically have always been difficult to find. In the case of Rickenbackers, especially difficult. Now, for a long time there was a rumor that Paul McCartney's 4001 was the first lefty Rick ever produced. It's turned out to not be true, because a 1962 model 450 lefty was found in Florida a few years back. Plus, somewhere on my hard drive, my collection of Rickenbacker guitar pictures, of which I have literally hundreds, there is a specially ordered 1964 model 325. Apparently somebody had seen the Beatles, they were left-handed, they really wanted a 325. Rick didn't have either the capacity at the time or maybe the willingness to retool everything for a lefty, so they actually made a left-handed guitar out of a right-handed 325 body by putting the controls on the wrong side. You know what? I'll attach a picture of it. I'll look it up and I'll attach a picture for you to see. Lefties. Which brings us to this. Something I've never seen, even looking through the Rick registry, is a model 420 lefty. I have Googled, I've looked all over, and I've never seen one. Apparently, this guitar started life as just that, a lefty model 420 in 1967. And somewhere along the line, someone took it upon themselves to take what would have been a priceless, certainly a very valuable guitar today, given its rarity, and make it right-handed. Is it a travesty? On many levels, yes. From what I'm told, what it is a fantastic playing and sounding guitar. And well, let's get a look here. This is definitely not a real Rickenbacker case. Truth be told, this isn't even a decent case, but that's all right. I will make a point of sourcing a good case for this. Either a real Rick case or something equally sturdy. Well, they certainly seem to have packaged it well. Let's get the scissors here. Promise you I'm not stalling for time for drama, because anything, I'm really excited to get this open. They seem to have done a pretty good job of packaging. Let's see here. Lots of tape. Interesting green bubble wrap. Come on now, you lousy so-and-so. Come on, you can do it. And here's the part where the left-handers in the audience gasp. Yes, indeed. Actual back-printed acrylic Lefty Rickenbacker truss rod cover. Let's keep cutting. See, I play live with 2 different bands. One's an 80s cover band, which is called Ray Gun. We play 80s alternative music. The other is an originals music band called Jonathan Pushcar Band. Jonathan's a young man, young of 25, who writes very Beatlesque originals. This I intend to use for Jonathan's band. Surprisingly heavy. As you can see, they, well, apparently reshaped. This horn seems a bit reshaped in of itself, but here's where your cresting wave would have been. And they've also radiused the entire top. So it has not a German carve, but definitely rounded. It's all original electronics. They claim the tuners were original, but they don't look to be. I'll look more into that. Hey, as long as they work. Let's see. Serial number GI4099. I checked. There are 2 records for this on the Rickenbacker registry. One from the previous owner that I bought it from, who restored it, or at least restored it to this condition, and one from the owner before them who first found it. It's a replacement bridge, but the original bridge plate. And as I said, all the electronics are supposed to be original. So here it is. It's one of a kind, and I suppose there are a few of you out there who will say, thank goodness for that. Personally, I can't wait to get it plugged in and try it out. I think I will go ahead and do an actual episode where I plug it in and let you hear it and run it through its paces, or at least part of a future episode. But for now, here it is. Pretty gosh darn excited about it. And wow. So anyway, as I was saying, we've got the Facebook page, Rickenbacker Anonymous. There's the PayPal, rickenbackeranonymous@gmail.com, if you want to make a contribution for the Operation Chickenbacker. If you'd like to make a recurring contribution, you can go to Patreon, and I'll have a link for that in the show notes. Like the episode, subscribe if you haven't already, click the bell so you'll get notifications. Anything else I'm forgetting? Oh, keep these suggestions coming for future episodes, things you want to see, things you want to hear. I'm interested in anything, and by all means feel free to air your personal feelings about the whole Operation Chickenbacker idea. You know, as I said, if we don't get enough contributions, it won't happen anyway. This isn't something that I feel comfortable doing out of my own pocket, not because I couldn't, but because this way I know that it's okay with the majority of viewers if they were willing to contribute. And it's not going to say Rickenbacker in any case. So anyway, for now, I've got some fun to look forward to here. So, till I talk to you next, be good to each other. Keep playing, keep on keeping on, and most importantly, chime on. Talk to you soon.